Hello, this is the first episode of Office Hours during our Corona event. First thing I could share with you first is throughout this entire event, patience, I think, is the number one attribute to get through this entire event, whether that be patience with employers and patience with supervisors and employees, with teachers and educators, with government, anything whatsoever. I think patience is the number one attribute to really think about during these days. As we get into Corona, let's look at what organizations have really done specifically because of the Corona situation. First, Facebook. Facebook has come out with Workplace for free, specifically for government officials, government employees, and emergency organizations. So, Workplace is their sort of um, intranet for social media for businesses. Facebook is giving out Workplace for free for these organizations.
Another one.
Interested in what organizations are really crushing it on branding during this coronavirus, I'm going to leave a link in the description of this video. These are organizations that Twitter really put together as far as brands that are changing their tone and doing very well in their brand tone during this coronavirus.
Another one.
Also, Snapchat sped up the release of their wellness feature. So they've been working on this wellness feature for quite some time now, but they're pushing this forward, especially now that individuals are facing mental illness, mental strain, specifically during this time of shelter in place.
Another one.
Alibaba says they can detect coronavirus within a 96% success through CT scans through an AI system. So their AI can look at these CT scans and within a 96% success rate determine if an individual CT scan specifically has coronavirus. Now this scan only takes 20 seconds, but it's interesting to see how AI can help us with detecting corona and other viruses very quickly.
Another one.
Also, China is using disinfectant robots now. So think about the Roomba that you have at your house that goes around and vacuums your house. These are robots much taller than your Roomba, but are disinfecting buildings, rooms, etc. So it's kind of interesting. Not only are we disinfecting these buildings, but we're taking humans out of the equation so they don't get sick. But also these Roombas, not Roomba, but these robots like Roombas can disinfect areas all throughout the day. They don't need breaks. They need to charge themselves, but they can disinfect at 2 o'clock in the morning all the way to 3 o'clock during the day. So interesting to see how robots may help with this disinfecting process.
Another one.
And finally, I want to leave this week with some positive news. So, looking forward, I think this obviously is an historic event for the entire world. And because of this, multiple things are going to change. So, even if we look 5 years into the future, just 5 years, and we say, what has changed due to what happened in 2020? I think we'll find that a lot of things are going to change drastically long term after coronavirus has uh, gone its path. So, some predictions to think about. One, obviously, I think the main one, the sort of top the water, easy hot take is work from home. It is very easy to assume that work from home is only going to increase dramatically. If someone was interested in working from home, this is their opportunity. If they crush those positions now, the opportunity to continue that after this is only going to increase dramatically. So, work from home opportunities increase within the next 5 years because of this. Another one, drone delivery. So delivery services have increased dramatically every single year. There's been talk about drone delivery. I think this specifically lights a fire on that approach. So the need for delivery services and not leaving the house, bringing things, people aren't going to go away from that. We've had more Uber Eats this week than any time before. So I don't think that is going to change. People are going to get used to it and now they're going to want it moving forward. How do we make that more efficient going forward? Self-driving cars can obviously do that. Drones can do that. So we're looking at ways to make that delivery service more efficient. Another one, contactless payment. So Apple, Android have kind of been in this process for a couple of years now. I use Apple Pay for as much as I can, but not everyone's adopting that, right? So you go to a lot of big, large box stores that still don't have contactless payment. Contactless payment and process throughout the entire procedure, I think will increase dramatically for stores, for restrooms with the little foot thing that can open up the door. Anything contactless is going to increase dramatically. Also, kitchens and restaurants. I think especially local restaurants are currently seeing a tough time right now. I think there could be an increase if we're doing more of this mobile delivery that we are seeing right now, ghost kitchens. What are ghost kitchens? Where there may be a restaurant that you can eat at, but they have so many Uber deliveries that they have a separate kitchen that makes the exact same food, but that's just for Uber, right? Uber Eats. So the Uber Eats picks it up from the ghost kitchen, right? Not the location where you go to eat at. It's a different kitchen because they can't keep up with Uber Eats and their physical customers. So I could see this as an opportunity, right, to look at threats in the marketplace where restaurants aren't going to be able to do very well short term. And if we go down a path of a long-term recession, obviously restaurants are going to be affected dramatically. That some restaurants will close down their actual physical locations and move to only ghost kitchens where all they have is Uber. Like if you want Dustin's Pizza, the only way you can get that is through delivery. Whether we deliver it or we have Uber Eats deliver it for you, we only make the food. You can't come eat at Dustin's Pizza. I see the increase of those. I think online barriers will fall. So this idea of not having electronic forms to complete things or having to go physically into somewhere to get something done, I think is absolutely non-existent. I think we're going in that direction already. This event specifically will fast track that like no other. There will be no reason I can't do anything for my cell phone. And then finally, the two big areas that I've predicted specifically on office hours and in classes before is there's two industries that are going to be huge industries that will be disrupted in the next 10 years. The first one disrupted is healthcare. Healthcare, Amazon, Google, they're all after it. That will be disrupted more than anything. Telemedicine, I think will have a huge impact. And because of coronavirus, that's going to be sped up dramatically. I think we had a timeline before. I would cut that timeline in half. So, yes, within the next 5 years, telemedicine will be the mainstay. I think the big players in tech will have taken over healthcare in general. And again, all within 5 years. The other area, the second place, so I think healthcare is number one. The second is higher education. So maybe we'll go into office hours in the future of what does that look like in the future. But after healthcare has been disrupted, I believe higher education is the primary industry to be disrupted specifically through technology, through Amazon, through Google, and et cetera, will have more of an impact. These large tech firms, large universities that can adapt technology are only going to increase dramatically. Higher education and even K through 12 at a lower extent will be impacted for years and years and years because of what's happening right now with coronavirus. Those are just a few of my predictions of what's going to happen in 5 years. I'm curious for you, what are things that you think are going to change dramatically because of this for the long term? I'd love to hear your thoughts.